Man, do we have so many Coloradans that continue to make us proud, including this guy right here who stars on the family comedy TV series The Middle. It's Brock Ciarlelli. He's on the show as Brad. He's Sue Heck's best friend. And Brock's in town visiting his mom and dad, so we kind of like I just talked him into coming on our little show, and we are going to talk about his show, plus some of his favorite reality shows and his hidden talent, too. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. I love Colorado, love being here, love the show.
How did you get started, and how did you get your role in The Middle?
Well, I did community theater out in Littleton for like 10 years or so, from second grade all the way through freshman year of high school, and then wanted to get represented out in Los Angeles, and got repped out there, fortunately, and then kind of tried to make it, and fortunately landed The Middle. That was one of the things.
Gosh, that's one of my favorite shows, I have to tell you. And I love your character, but I'm a little disappointed because you're Sue's best friend,
right?
And Sue decided to go away to college.
She did.
And how come you didn't go to college?
Well, Brad decided to take a gap year. He's doing AmeriCorps, which is kind of the Peace Corps for America. And so basically what he's doing this year of service, and he's working for a nonprofit that's helping build homes for the homeless and that sort of stuff. And
so we'll see that part coming up very, very soon.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, good. I can't see Brad building a home.
You know,
unless there's glitter all over
absolutely.
it. Absolutely.
You know, he needs to make sure he has his own little touch to every little house he builds, for sure.
The cast seems like you get along so well.
We do.
But sometimes you hear drama like, oh, they all hated each other. But did you really get along? Do you still?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's so cool is that just because the environment is so good, not even just between the cast members, but between the crew and the producers and everything, that it makes the environment such a nice, creative environment where everyone can work towards this kind of common goal of making a great show and having all that great energy around you. It heightens the experience, for sure. And
give me a little gossip about Neil Flynn. Does he have a home in Littleton?
He has a home in Littleton. Half his family is out here.
Wow.
His niece actually went to Heritage High School, where I went to high school as well, and so it's just a small world. And
yes,
he'll be in downtown Littleton eating dinner or something, and friends from high school say, "Is that Neil Flynn? Is that?" And I said, "Yeah, he lives out here sometimes."
That is so funny. Is that strange for you to come back home and your friends? Because a lot of people in high school, you know that they're just going to make it. Like, that person belongs in front of the camera. So when you come back home, do your friends respond that way, or do they say, it's just Brock?
It's just Brock. And that's what I love about it so much, is that they keep this kind of grounded sense to them, which, makes it so much easier, for, I think, anyone around you. And so, I have a group of friends also back in, California, and none of them are in the industry. And I bought a fedora one time, and I wore the fedora, and they said, "Brock, you don't look good in the fedora." So they keep you kind of grounded.
Yeah, take off the fedora already. And kudos to you. I bet mom and dad are really proud, because
so fortunate.
You were able to not only continue your success with The Middle, but continue college and graduate through college. That's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. I just graduated in May from Chapman University down in Orange County, so just about an hour south of Los Angeles, and majored in math, and fortunately was able to do the whole college thing. I joined a fraternity. I was a tour guide for the university, an orientation leader, all that sort of stuff. So I was glad I was able to kind of have that well-rounded college experience while still being able to work.
And you majored in math?
Majored in,
You're like really smart.
I get that
too.
face every single time.
Wow.
They go, what? Well, they go, why?
Do you know I flunked algebra like 3 times?
Oh. Well, I could help you. I could tutor you.
Okay, let's go back to how you got your start, because I'm sure there's a lot of moms watching right now, and they're thinking, oh, my son's just as cute. My son could be a Hollywood star. So what do you suggest?
I think, doing the community theater thing for 10 years, it really builds a foundation and a discipline that I think is so necessary. And we were just talking the other day about how in the industry, or I guess in any kind of industry, you have to have a thick skin and know that a lot of it is not personal, and you just got to keep trucking until you find, the right thing, and when all the stars align, then you'll make it. For sure, absolutely. Cool. And it's that persistence that I think is really necessary. Well,
The Middle is a wonderful comedy series.
Thank you.
It really is. But you're also a big fan of reality television.
Oh, yeah.
And what's one of your favorite reality shows?
It just ended. It had the season finale of Big Brother.
I love Big Brother.
Oh.
Yes!
I love it.
Can you believe Austin and Liz?
I met Austin on Tuesday.
Was he nice?
He was, yeah, he was.
Did he
was
get
a
rid
character.
of the beard, like the little
He did.
ponytail?
He got a little bit of
God.
ponytail. Still had the tattoos. His hair was still a little bit of a mess, but got a picture with him.
Is he still with Liz?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I should have asked.
This is really bad, but do you know who the twins remind me of?
Who?
With the way they talk and the way they whine, they remind me of Marge Simpson's twin sisters.
I
on
could
the
see that.
Simpsons
I
when
could
they
see
get
that.
older.
I could see that. I don't know, but I'm obsessed with it. And I
too.
get so wrapped up into it, and I watch the live feeds and everything.
I do too.
Oh.
Would you ever go on a reality show?
I don't know. I was just talking about this with my friends. I would love to do like Amazing Race.
Me too.
I think that'd be so great. Or I don't know if I could be cut for Survivor, but
you can dance. Like he's going to come back on the show a little bit later, and he's going to show us some tap dancing. Why wouldn't you go on Dancing with the Stars?
I don't know. See, I can tap dance. It's a hobby of mine. But when it comes to ballroom dancing, I don't know if I could handle that.
It's
I don't
not
know.
just ballroom dancing. You can like get down and get funky with it too.
The little jive with the kicks and the, everything.
I think you would be fantastic. If you were on that show, is there any certain celebrity that you would like to be teamed up with?
I like Cheryl Burke. I think, and Julianne Hough. Now she's a judge, but I love Julianne Hough.
Yeah,
Mom and I went to go see Derek and Julianne and their like Rock Till You Drop, tour that they did
was
last
pretty
summer.
good, huh?
It was insane how
Your
talented they
mom's
are.
here. Where's Mom? Come over
Mom's
here.
there. Mom.
Come here. Hurry,
Mom, come.
My director's going to be mad for doing this. Dad too. Come on,
Come on, Dad.
Come on. Dad's like
Dad's
no.
saying no. This
Come
is Mom.
on. I just want to give Mom a big hug. Oh my gosh, your offspring is wonderful. I love it. Good job.
This is Mom and this is Dad.
You can just don't go anywhere. Just stand up here with your son because you can tell that you have a really great family. You did a really great job, and they're like your best friends, right?
I love them to death. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you're the reason why he's in town and the reason why we got him on this show. You want to see something funny? That people think he's short. He's not short. Let me take off my shoes. Watch.
That's a good couple inches right there.
My eyelashes are fake, too. All right. Brock is going to come back later in the show with a very special performance. And this guy not only acts, but he dances. He's putting on his dance shoes, so you won't want to miss it. All right? So you stay with us. We're back with Brock Ciarlelli. He is incredible. He's going to show us his tap dancing skills. Of course, he's from the TV show The Middle. Would somebody mind taking this really quick? Here we go. Nice to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
I did not know you were from Colorado until today. You first came on the show, which he plays Brad in The Middle, the TV show, which is an awesome hit. You've been inspired to dance since you were how old?
About 3 or 4. Yeah.
Really? That young?
Yeah, absolutely. I fell in love with it right off the get-go.
Who was your inspiration?
I watched, Savion Glover is one of my favorites. He did all the tapping for like Happy Feet and stuff, and Michelle Dorrance is making her way up the ranks in the tapping world, and I'm a big fan of her as well.
And we were talking earlier about reality shows. Would you really consider maybe Dancing with the Stars?
Perhaps. If it was offered, I would love to, but we'll see if the time comes.
Okay, so if anybody's watching, here's your next guy. And show us a little dance move. Like, I remember Shuffle Ball Change, and I think that was it. No.
All right, well, you're on the right track. So shuffle, brush out,
Shuffle.
brush in,
and
then step, step.
Step.
And so out, in, step, step. Good. And then we can get advanced if you want to add a turn there.
Okay.
So shuffle out, shuffle in. You step down, and you go heel, heel, toe, toe to spin you around.
Okay, let's let Brock dance. How about that? I want you to bust a move. Come on.
Okay, let's see.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you.
And you've been dancing since you've been 3 or 4?
Yeah, I fell in love with it. I did it at the community theater and just, I was doing the show choir and plays, and tap dancing was one of the things I did.
Is there going to be an opportunity for us to see Brad tap dance?
I mean, the funny thing is they wrote him in, the writers did, as a tap dancer before they even knew I was a tap dancer, and now it seems that everything he does kind of involves at least some form of tap.
That's awesome. And you work with Patricia Heaton.
Who's so great.
Is she fabulous?
Yeah, she's truly a mom at heart, which I love, and definitely brings that spirit to her character.
Okay, and then you're also, what I learned a few minutes ago, is you graduated and your major was math.
Math, yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I can stump you here. Let me give you a tough. What is 128 divided by 9?
You know what? That's something, you know, when you get up to that level, you just pop it in the calculator.
Yeah.
Something you also learn in college is efficiency. And that's what you need a calculator for.
That's what I told my son when I couldn't understand his math.
Yeah.
I said, let's Google it. And he goes, Mom, that's cheating. I said, no, honey, that's research.
You got to learn these real life skills as well, you know?
4 + 4.
Yeah. All right, 8.
Okay, thank you. High five
All right.
up here. Slap it up on
I
top.
did earn that degree somehow.
What's your dream job?
Entertaining, you know, and I think making a living off of that. That's all I'm hoping for, and whatever that means in terms of success, I want to be able to make a living, make people laugh, and be happy while I do it.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, you're definitely a creative spirit.
Thank you.
And you have that comedy side, too. That's just hilarious. You're completely different than your character.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's good, able to transform, for sure.
Do you get that a lot when people meet you? They're like, oh, do Brad, do Brad.
A little bit, because they're so unfortunately in love with that character, or just in love with the relationship he has with Sue, and so they get so wrapped up in that world. But it's so nice to meet the fans and say, oh, my family's just like, you know, just like that, or I relate so much to Sue Heck, or I wish I had a friend like Brad, or, you know, something like that.
What I like about the show is that it's not like going back to the Cosby Show. It just seemed like everybody was so perfect on that show, and the house was always perfect, and the house was always clean. This house, I mean, they had to use a water hose because their faucet didn't work for months, and I'm like, I can relate to that.
Absolutely, because it takes these tiny little things that every family can relate to. They exaggerate it, but you know, at the end of it, you still relate to it in some kind of way.
Yep.
You know, and what I love about the show is that they have their tiffs or they have their struggles or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're a family and they come together. And I think that's what's so cool, and that's definitely how my family and I grew up. And
Very inspiring.
I relate to it so much.
Who would be your dream actor to work with? Is there one out there?
I personally love Jason Bateman. I think
I do too. Yeah,
I think he's so great at being funny, but then, you know, if it comes to that sentimental part of the movie, he seamlessly moves back into that and then back into the comedy, and I think he rides that wave perfectly, and I admire him so much.
That's really cool. Well, I hope you get a chance to do maybe a movie with him.
Would love it.
What's the grind on a TV show? Is that pretty difficult? It's like 7 days a week, isn't it?
It's 5 days a week, and so we'll shoot one episode within those 5 days, and it's maybe 12 to 16 hours a day, depending on how heavy the schedule is. But it's just insane, the amount. The crew, especially, they're working their tails off, and it's so cool to just be living I'm literally living my dream.
You are
right now.
living your dream,
Yeah.
and I'm so proud of you, and I know your mom and dad are, and
Absolutely.
I don't know, we just feel like our Colorado people are so talented, and we're proud when we see them make it national,
well, thank
too.
you. Thank
okay,
you.
so now I want you to do something for me.
Okay.
I want you to look into this camera right
Yeah.
here, or maybe, is it this camera? Okay, and I just want you to say, I'm Brock
Right.
Ciarlelli, and you're watching Colorado and Company, the best show in Colorado. I'm stepping out.
All right.
Let's see his acting skills. Go.
I'm Brock Ciarlelli, and you're watching Colorado and Company, the best show in Colorado.
Woo! Now tap it out, baby. Tap it out. All right. Thanks, Brock. He's amazing. You can catch this dude, The Middle. Check your local listings for showtimes and keep an eye on him on Twitter and Facebook, too.
Ah, good.
I'm going to tweet out our picture a little bit later. You can check it out at Brock Ciarlelli.